the morning now and we're packed up and we're ready to move off. We're gonna go find a little village because I need to charge my laptop, do some editing, and then once we've done that, I haven't actually got any idea what the plan is. Before I put the camera down, look at this. Isn't this such a nice little forest where we stayed last night? We're currently sitting in a Starbucks right now. We came just so I can charge my laptop, do some editing, and also we're having something to eat, even though we've already eaten, but we're starving. So we just got Beyond Meat breakfast roll. We're probably going to be here for about an hour or two, and then we're going to go back and start more and see what we can find there. So we've changed our mind. We're not going to go back to Dartmoor. Instead, we're going to head over to Stonehenge, but we're not going to see it today because by the time we get there, it'll be closed. We're going to drive towards there and try and find somewhere to stay and then go see it tomorrow. Once again, we've found ourselves wild camping tonight, which is kind of what we planned on doing a lot anyway, because we didn't want to spend hundreds of pounds paying for campsites or Airbnbs or anywhere like that. So wild camping isn't that bad. The problem that we keep having is how late we find places. It's now 5 to 11. We haven't had any tea whatsoever, so we're about to cook that now. We've only just got done setting the tent up. You haven't actually seen us cook anything, so I'm going to just set the camera up and let you watch that. We're making chicken and bacon spicy wraps. Now, one of the things I'm very excited to try is this Richmond vegan bacon. Now, I've not had this yet. It's quite new. It only came out about 2 weeks ago, so I haven't had a chance to try it yet. And the Richmond sausages are really nice, but one of the things about vegan bacon is that it's hard to do well. There's not many brands that make a nice vegan bacon, but I'm hoping Richmond have done a good job here, so I'm quite excited to try it. As you can see here, we've got some burritos. The burritos are done, a bit browned, and I'm starving. It's absolutely sweating in here though, because we've got the cooker on. But I'm going to eat these and then we're going to go to sleep, so we'll see you in the morning. We're parked up in Salisbury at a public toilet. We've been there just to get changed and have a wash and stuff. We're on our way to Stonehenge, so that's what we're doing today. We're at Stonehenge now, just bought our tickets, and look at these little Neolithic houses, little stone and straw houses, and I'll show you them more in a minute after I'm done speaking. But yeah, they're quite cool, and there's rocks over here. We're not at the actual Stonehenge yet. One thing no one tells you about Stonehenge is that it's so expensive to visit. Like, if we would have booked online, we would have got a bit of a discount, and for students it would have cost us, I think, £19 it said, but because we didn't book online in advance and we booked on the day, it cost us £22 each, which is ridiculous. Things like these national monuments that were built thousands of years ago should be free for everyone to see. The government should really fund the care for these. So behind me right now is Stonehenge. It's quite mad when you look at it, because just look at how big all the rocks are, and apparently the biggest rocks took around 100 people to move. They had them on little logs on top of other logs that would roll. It's so mad how big the big rocks are. You just look at the big rocks. They're probably about 20 feet tall. The fact that people could actually move them 4,000 years ago is crazy. We decided to go ahead and buy the year membership for all the English heritage sites because we paid £22 for Stonehenge, whereas the year membership, and you get 15 months actually if you pay for it all in one go, you get 15 months. So for the 15-month membership it was £51, so we were paying an extra 30, and we have access to hundreds of sites around the country. There's a few associated sites in the likes of Scotland and Wales where you get either free entry or discounts, so it's probably going to be well worth it. And if we don't even use it that much over the next 3 weeks, well, we've got 14 more months to use it, so I'm sure in that time we'll get our use out of it. We're in Southampton now, and look at the weather. It started to spit when we were at Stonehenge as we were leaving, but now we're in Southampton. It's just full on lashing down, although it's still really hot, so it's just proper sweaty and humid. But I don't mind it raining a bit because it's been hot for the last week, and it's nice to get the rain. Is quite refreshing, but it's still hot, so it's not really making any difference at the moment. So it's lashing down outside, so we came into West Quay, which is Southampton's main big shopping centre. It's absolutely massive. Reminds me of the Trafford Centre in Manchester, where it's like multi-storied. Yeah, it's quite cool, and there's an IKEA across the road, and I've never been to an IKEA before, so I think we're going to walk over there in a minute and just have a little walk around because there's not much else to do. This might seem a little bit boring. We are only in an IKEA, but I've never been to an IKEA before, and everyone always goes on about how good it is. It's like a day out. The IKEA cafe as well, with all the IKEA food is meant to be really good as well. It's mad how big IKEA actually is. This IKEA has like 4 floors, and it just seemed like the floor was never ending. So we only actually looked at one floor, and then we went and got food.
Fuck's his car doing? Just sitting behind me. Go then.
Jack's fuming at someone driving behind him.
Just like sitting behind me, waiting for me to go. As if there's like space for me to go.
Yeah, so we got the cafe food, and everyone goes on, or everyone I've spoken to about IKEA goes on about the cafe food being amazing, being much better than Costco, but it weren't even that good. Shite. Yeah, well, it weren't really anything special. It's really overrated. We stopped on the side of the road. We're in the South Downs National Park, and we finally stopped at a reasonable time for once. It's like 7 o'clock. It's not pitch black. It's not midnight, so we can actually get the tent set up under natural light. There's no need for torches or the car headlights. It's absolutely lashing down though. So we found this little wooded area. There's no fence. It's just on the side of the road, and we're gonna set up a tent in here somewhere to try and stay away from the rain and try and stay a little bit out of sight. If the camera lens keeps getting covered, it's because I've got a waterproof cover on it. So if you see any blackness come over, that's the reason. But even being in here now with these massive trees is not really protecting us from the rain all too much. Like obviously it is protecting us a little bit, but I'm still getting wet. And another thing, if you can't really hear that well, if it's muffled, it's because the microphone's under the waterproof sheet as well. So to keep that dry, and because it's attached to the camera. Hopefully you can hear fine though, and hopefully nothing got blocked. I don't know how well you can see this, but we are absolutely drenched. I'm sure you can probably hear that as well. The rain's coming down so hard now that we've just got soaked putting the tent up. There's water inside the tent, it's a nightmare. We should have probably just got an Airbnb in Southampton, but to be honest, we didn't check the weather forecast, so we didn't actually know that it was meant to be this bad. So we were going to have a barbecue, but we can't now, so we have to use the frying pan and the stove. It's getting late now and we're just cooking food, so I'm going to end this video here. So remember, keep exploring.